Hi, in this video, we are going to show an example of a post-paid transaction, and how two controlling devices, or POSs, will monitor and process the transaction. First of all, we can see in the left the first controlling device called POS1, and on the right the second CD called POS2. Last we can see the dispenser, and in the CD table both CDs are registered. Fueling position 1 is in idle, or ready, state. This state is reflected on both POS UIs. When customer lifts nozzle 2 on FP1 of DSP1, unsolicited messages go from DSP1 to both CD1 and CD2. POS1 and POS2 pick up the unsolicited state change message and change the FP1 icon on both the UIs to show calling. The cashier 1 releases FP1 for fueling, by pressing authorize, which means CD1 sends a command to release the FP. FP1 receives the release command, and changes state to started. The dispenser sends an unsolicited state change message for both CD1 and CD2 to know that the state is now started, what is reflected in their corresponding UIs. Customer presses the trigger to start fuel flowing. POS1 and POS2 pick up the unsolicited message and change the FP1 icon on both UIs to show fueling. Dispenser sends real-time money information, for the CDs to reflect the amount dispensed. When done, the customer releases the trigger and puts the nozzle down. The dispenser now sends a new, unsolicited state change message to both CD1 and CD2 to notify that FP1 is now idle, and a second message to say that a new transaction is available. Both CDs pick up the unsolicited messages and change the FP1 icon on both the UIs to show idle, and both now show a payable transaction available. Customer can now come up to either POS, and cashier collects the transaction. We will do this at POS2. To do this we first send a lock transaction command to the dispenser. This transaction is then assigned to CD2 and it cannot be stolen by any other POS. This is also communicated by an unsolicited message. Cashier on CD1 tries to lock the transaction as well and it gets a message transaction locked to POS2. Once the due transaction payment is collected at POS2, the CD2 will send a delete transaction message, that clears the transaction at the dispenser. Again, communicated to POS by an unsolicited message. Now the transactions will appear as cleared in both controlling devices. Thank you for watching.